Morning, friends. My name's Justin. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I play guitar on songs in Nashville, and I almost got scammed. Almost. Oh, this is so ridiculous. I wanted to make a video about it because while there is a very small community of people who record music for others for a living, there are a lot more people who do it a little bit. And it's one of the irons in the fire, right? Like maybe you play live gigs or tour with somebody, and that's one of your income streams. Maybe you teach, and that's another, income or revenue stream. But you also record for people from home, and maybe that doesn't happen a whole lot. And maybe if you got a message like I got, you would think, "Oh, awesome! Yes, another chance," And luckily, I saw through it, and it's pretty obvious that it's a scam. But maybe if you are just really, really wanting to do this, that maybe you would ignore that little voice in the back of your mind screaming, "No!" Red flags. So this message came to me through Instagram. I don't know all the channels that they're doing this through, okay? And this happened 2 days after one of my friends, Evan Hutchings, who is one of the busiest drummers in Nashville, incredible player, just has such a great ear for the shape of a song. He is laser focused on the lyric. The lyric informs literally every drum stroke. I mean, from the pattern that he plays throughout the song to the fills, like how does that work with the lyric? How does that get us into this next section? He's very vocal from his spot. Like people want that. People want us all on the floor, the band, to be producers ourselves. We're all trying to make the song as best as we can. And we'll speak up. Like, is this a clicker too slow? Or does that pattern feel weird? Why does this bar push? The vocal doesn't push. It seems like we're off from the vocal. Like we're trying to make it as best as we can. And Evan is never there to show off or to just play big rock fills, and try to be impressive. Like he's there to make the song the best that it can be. And that's why he works at the level he does, right? Well, we were on a session together, and he was telling a couple of us about how he got scammed. And he got sent this message, and somebody wanted him to play on some track, and it felt weird, and he tried looking for the person, and he looked up scam, and he found out that this is happening. 2 days after that, it happens to me. So this guy, I'm assuming guy, I mean the profile is a guy. It's obviously a fake profile. It's Jake M. Gregor, and he looks like an American dude with a collared shirt like I see people wear here. His name's Jake, that seems pretty American to me. And he sends me a message, and I never check Instagram messages. Like it takes me a while to get to Instagram. I'm not very active there. He comments on one of my posts first. That's the first thing that I see. And it says, "Hey, I reached out to you about playing on a song for me, but it looks like I went to your message requests." And the post that he commented on was like this really, it was very much, it was not a like, this is work. It was, this is my personal life. It was one of those posts, like a happy birthday post to my wife who had just turned 40, It was just kind of weird. Like, you're going to comment on that to, to try to alert me about work, So I deleted that comment, went and looked at his message and my message requests, and I have a million message requests on Instagram. That's just not a good way to get a hold of me, generally. And he says, "Hey, are you available to play guitar over an instrumental?" He was a little pushy with the comment on my post, my wife's birthday post. And I thought, do I want to work for this person? Is this person going to be difficult? But then again, I'm a little used to people being under deadlines, okay? A lot of the stuff that I get sent from producers and writers here in town, they have tight deadlines. And it's not like they waited till the last second. It's more like the label or the artist's manager or whatever said, "Hey, we'd love to put this song out. Can you get a track done in like 2 days?" And it's like, sure, yeah, you know, I'll just whip it up in no time flat. And that happens a lot. And, you know, sometimes I can, yeah, man, I'll get to it after I get home from sessions or after I put the kids to bed. I can take care of it, you know. And I want to do that for people. Sometimes I just can't. Like I'm fried. I'm not going to give you my best, you know. And I'm at the point where if you want to call somebody else and if you want to have somebody else in your pocket who's going to turn stuff around for you same day, like that's fine. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to hole up here in my workspace and ignore my family like all day or all evening after I've been gone all day. You know, that's just kind of where I am. But I do like working, so I responded. I said, hey, Jake, yeah, I do overdubs from home. What are you looking for? What kind of instrumental? That was kind of weird, the instrumental. The comment on the post was a bit of a red flag. The fact that it's an instrumental, kind of strange. Like it felt to me like, what does he want me to do, write his song for him? He writes back and says, okay, great. I'll like you to play a solo over the soundtrack. That just seems weird. I work for a lot of people outside of the States. I played on records for people in Germany, in the Netherlands, in Russia, in Africa, and this just feels really off. That seems weird. So then I go and look at his profile, right? It's a private profile and we have 0 mutuals, okay? Nobody that I follow is following this guy. And he's private, so I can't see who he's following. That's a bit of a red flag. He has a decent number of followers and he's following 11 people and he has like 5 posts. Usually when a new producer or a new songwriter reaches out to me, they'll make a connection by mentioning who else they already had play on the song. You know, hey, my name's such and such. I've got this song. I was referred to you from so-and-so. I've already had Evan play drums on it and it's at Craig Young's house right now getting bass, and when he sends me tracks, then I'd love to send you the song and get some guitars from you. This is the vibe I'm going for. Are you available to do this in the next, you know, sometimes it's like the next 48 hours, or can you get it this week or early next week? Sometimes they're like, I'm not in a rush, so if you're really busy, like next week, into next week is fine, you know. 0 connections here whatsoever. And so I remembered what Evan said, that he had gotten scammed. And I'm like, I'm getting scammed right now. I really am. That's totally what's happening. So I sent a screenshot of my conversation with Jake to Evan, and he says, oh yeah, total scam. He said, I got the exact same message from a different account, word for word. Same broken English, you know. I wanted to see what the song was like. So I didn't respond to Jake, and then he reaches out again and says, hey, what's your email so I can send the track over? And so I give him my YouTube email, you know, which you can find on my YouTube profile if you're able to do so. It's 1 and 30 seconds of like late night college radio jazz, like stoner jazz. It's literally 3 chords and like a drum loop. And he wants me to play whatever I want. And feel free to send drafts. No one says drafts. No one. Listen to the track. This is just funny. I mean, that's the whole thing. It's 93 seconds of that. 1:33. That's it. He said he's gonna pay me $300. So I wanted to make this video just as a bit of a PSA. Like I said earlier, I know there's a lot of people who would get a message like this, like they're trying to cultivate a client base for recording from home, right? They're trying to grow that revenue stream. That's very hard. I've done that. I've been new at this quite a while ago, and I remember the excitement of every single message I got. And I would hate for you to follow through with this just to see if it's okay and get scammed out of some money. I think the way that it works is somehow they pay you, they overpay you, and then they ask for a refund from the difference in some way that makes it so that you don't get paid, like the payment's canceled. It's like it's a newer version of that old Craigslist scam where the person's like, I am interested in your item. I will send a courier with a check. Please be prepared to give him cash for the difference. I already wrote the check and it's too much and I'm sorry. Or they'll even say like, I'll even give you a bit more if you'll refund this smaller difference, you know, and you're like, okay, I'm going to sell my item and give him cash and I'll have this big check. I don't know who actually falls for that, but this is a version of that. It appears to be a version of that that's targeting recording musicians. So be aware, you know, if you have zero mutuals with them, especially if you are following a ton of music-oriented accounts and, you know, session players and producers and writers and artists and gear companies and all the things, you know, when I come across some new musician's profile or something like that, like we always have a ton of mutuals. Like this scene is not that big, despite the fact that there's a massive amount of people who are wanting to get into it and work in it, you know. It's still not very large. And I don't have any friends who work in music where we follow each other on Instagram or whatever and we don't have any mutuals. Like that just doesn't make any sense. So be smart, be sensible. Don't let the excitement of a new opportunity to record for a decent payday, a minute 30 for $300. I mean, that's pretty solid, you know. Don't let that get the best of you. Don't do the work. I went as far as to let him send me the track just because I wanted to hear it. It's like, this is going to be some awful loop off the internet that he got for free. And I think that's exactly what it is. So anyway, I hope you all have a really great day, and I will see you later.